Hello, this is Travis from www.rifemachinebuilder.com. Following is a video on how to build a dual frequency Rife machine. This is my dual frequency machine here I have in operation. I've worked hard to build a good solid replication of the original Rife machine. I hope the video will take the complications away from building the machine. You can find a list of parts on my website, www.rifemachinebuilder.com. Please contact me if you have any questions or concerns, or if you have any information. I have a lot of references from people. The feedback has been very good. Here's just a sample of the references here I've got from people that have used the Rife machine. And you can see here, the machine does produce a good solid electric field. It's a really good solid strong electric field. So it does have really good solid penetration through the body. So I hope you will be in contact with me soon, or I hope you'll have an interest in the machine or building a machine. Once again, this is Travis, and please share any comments or concerns with me. Thanks. Hello, this is Travis from www.rifemachinebuilder.com. We are going to be put together the dual frequency Rife machine quickly and accurately. And let's go ahead and get started. First, I'm going to strip these 4 wires. Take a 1/4 inch each wire on the transformer. From each wire on the transformer, I'm just stripping off the insulation. Next, I'm going to be stripping the insulation off these wires here on this transformer. The machine uses 2 transformers. I have a parts list for the dual frequency Rife machine on my website, www.rifemachinebuilder.com, so you can see all the parts that I use. So let's go ahead and get the insulation stripped off these wires. I'm stripping about a 1/4 inch off each wire with insulation. Okay, after that is done, I have this copper PC board right here. Okay, I'm going to take the first black wire here from the transformer. I'm going to solder on this copper PC board here. Same with this. I'm going to take the first black wire coming off the front here. I'm going to solder onto this copper PC board right here. I get this copper PC board from Amazon. I just can cut it up, to a size I want, which is usually about that size there. Once again, all the parts on my website, rifemachinebuilder.com. I always want to make sure I'm soldering on a clean surface. So sometimes I'll take just a blade like this and try to clean up the surface. Okay, I got one black wire soldered on here, coming off the front. I'm going to solder this wire on. There's a solder I use. It's just a thin lead-free solder I get from Amazon. You get a decent sized roll, you can solder a lot there. I'll go ahead and get this soldered on here. I'm not going to spend a lot of time showing the soldering process because I want to get through this video quickly, and I want to make sure it's accurate, and I don't want you to have to spend a lot of time. I don't want to waste you're busy. I don't want to waste your time. So see, I'm going to hold this down here. I generally use 16 gauge wire. I'm going to need 2 black wires, 5 inches, about 5 inches in length. And 2 red wires, about 5 inches in length. So I'm just going to cut 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now I'm going to take a 1/4 inch, strip 1/4 of an inch of insulation off each end of the wire here. 1, 2, okay. 3. I like these wire strippers here. I get them from Harbor Freight. They work really good for stripping wires. Okay, let's go ahead and twist the wires together. Makes it easy for me to solder when I twist the wires together. Set it together like that. Okay, I have my bridge rectifier here. It's a 50 volt, 1000 amp, or in 1000 volt, 50 amp bridge rectifier. Like what I said earlier, all the parts are listed on my website. So, I got the positive terminal here. Put the wire through here. Hold on there. Okay, the wire's through the hole. It's through the hole there. And we'll go ahead and get that soldered onto the terminal there. Okay, you can see I got the wire soldered on here to this terminal. Looks like a really good solid connection there. You want to make sure everything's coated with solder, all the bare wires coated with solder, and you get a good solid connection onto the terminal. Now directly up across from the positive terminal, I am going to put in a black wire. That. Okay, I'm not going to spend a lot of time, showing you how to solder this on. It's relatively not complicated how to solder on. I'm just going to go ahead and get the wire soldered on. I'll go ahead and show you how it looks after I'm done here. Like I said, I want you to get through this video quickly. Okay, I have all the wires soldered up on my bridge rectifier here. Let me have a good look and see how I got the wires soldered up there. Okay, can everybody see that? So I got that all soldered up. What I have here are 2 capacitors. They're 35 volt, 4700 UF. I got one size negative, other size positive. I got 2 terminals here I'm going to solder them onto. This is going to be my negative terminal. I'm going to solder one capacitor on here. this done here. Okay, I got one of the capacitors soldered on here. Okay, this is my negative terminal, my positive terminal. See the negative side is the capacitor soldered on there, the positive side is soldered on here. And I'm just going to go ahead and do the same with this capacitor right here. Solder on to this terminal here. Negative side, positive side, negative side of the terminal. Get that soldered on. Solder here. Okay, got my terminal soldered on here. You can see that? Okay, I'm going to make sure I want to have a clean surface here. I don't want any residue or anything like that. Okay, I'm going to want to take wire here, 16 gauge wire. I want to cut this about 7 inches long. Strip off the ends. Okay, now this wire, I'm going to solder one side of the B and C cable onto here. And I'll show you how to do that later in the video. But this is soldering onto the negative terminal right here. I'll go ahead and get it soldered on. I have another wire here. It's about, I don't know, 20 inches long. I got it all stripped and set to go. And this is going to solder onto the negative terminal here. I'll make sure it's a clean surface. Okay, in order to get through the video a little quicker, I'm just going to go ahead and solder it on here, and we'll go to the next step. Okay, the next order of business is going to be to solder the fan onto the black wire and the red wire onto the terminals here. I'm just going to strip a 1/4 inch off here. And a 1/4 inch off here. The red wire is soldered onto the positive terminal here. red wire. The black wire is soldered onto the negative terminal here. You know, in order to help move things along quickly, I'm just going to go ahead and get this soldered on. I'm sure a lot of you know how to solder parts on together. And once again, the parts can be found on the website. You know, the parts that I use are on my website, rifemachinebuilder.com. So let's, I'll go ahead and get that soldered on. Okay, as you can see, I got the fan all soldered on and set to go here. Black wire to the negative terminal, the red wire to the positive terminal. It's all set to go. What I'm going to do now is I got my bridge rectifier here. I got the red wire soldered onto the positive terminal here. I'm going to take this. I'm going to solder onto the positive terminal from a bridge rectifier. It's going to solder onto here. Directly across from the positive terminal here is a negative terminal, wire from the negative terminal. That's going to solder onto my negative terminal here. I'm going to go ahead and get that soldered up. Once again, I'll go ahead and get that soldered up and show you how it looks once I got it done. All right, I have the bridge rectifier on here all soldered up and set to go. Positive wire here. Positive, directly across from positive. Here, negative. So I'm gonna, that's all set to go. Okay, the first two white wires, I got this coming off the transformer here. This white wire here. This white wire here. See that? That's going on to, this is a positive terminal. It's going on to the wire here, connected to the positive terminal. Right here. It's going on here, connected to this white wire here. It's connected onto the positive terminal here. Okay. This white wire here. This white wire here. Back of the transformer. It's connected onto this terminal here from the transistor, or from the bridge rectifier. This goes on here. If you're having troubles putting this together, you can always call me and I'll be glad to assist you if you're having some problems putting a machine together. This goes here. Okay, I'm going to try to get you, see how everything's connected up here. Connected up here. Here. Does everybody see that? Now that I got those wires on there, what I'm going to just do is solder everything together. Okay, got that solder connection made there. I'm going to do the same here. Okay, you can see I have everything soldered up here. And let me see, I'm just gonna maybe put a little more solder onto here. Here. So, looks like this is all soldered up and set to go here and here. Maybe just put a little more solder on here. I'm gonna wait for this to cool down, and we're gonna be all set to go. Okay, this is all soldered up and set to go. I'm gonna take this electrical nut here and put it on here. This here, I'm gonna put it on here. I'm just gonna take my electrical tape, cut off a piece about 9 to 12 inches long here. Put this on here. Get this all taped on here. This is all set to go. I'm just going to do the same for this here. 9 to 12 inches long. Cut a piece off here. I'm just going to take this out here. And that is all set to go there. Okay, I have the two black wires on the back of the transformer here. This one here. I got this one here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to solder these two black wires here to this terminal here and to this terminal. And I'll go ahead and get that done. All right, you can see here how I have the black wires here from this transformer soldered up on this terminal here. Black wire here from this transformer soldered up into this terminal here. You see that? What I have here is my inline fuse holder. I'm simply going to cut it here in the center, like that. Strip off a 1/4 inch here. And strip a 1/4 off inch here on this end. Okay, now I'm going to put my fuse in. It's going to be a 10 amp, 125 volt fuse. Once again, all the parts are listed on my website, so to give you a better understanding of the parts that I'm using. Fuse holder in here. And put my fuse holder. I'm just going to push it down here and twist it on. And now I'm going to solder this end here onto this terminal here. I'll go ahead and get that done. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I got my on-off toggle switch here. Left side here, this is the off side. So I'm going to just take this side here. It's going to solder up to this one side of my fuse right here. I'm just going to twist this together. And go ahead and get this soldered up here. Okay, I'm going to wait for that to cool down. Okay, I got my toggle switch here, all soldered up here, set to go. Once again, I'm just going to take a wire nut, put it on here, cut a strip of tape, about 9 inches long. If I can ever get the tape off here. Okay, got my strip of tape here. Scissors, 9 inches long. Wire nut. I'm just going to go ahead and get this taped on. We'll just get one more piece so it's not extra good. Okay, that's all set to go. Okay, I have my General Electric ballast here. Once again, you can find the part number on the website. It's a heavy duty max commercial grade ballast. You know, this, I don't need the wire to be this long at the end here. So I'm just gonna trim it off. I'm gonna leave about 7 or 8 inches. So I need, well, the length I need about, which is about 7 or 8 inches. I'm gonna do the same on this side, leave the length of about 7 or 8 inches. Okay. Take my wire strippers here. Strip out maybe about a 1/2 inch insulation off. That'll work. Do the same on this. Do the same on all of them. Yeah. Same there. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my white wire here. I'm going to solder it right here. Onto here. The terminal where the fuse is on. Connect the two. Clean it off. Solder it on. I'm not going to show you the entire soldering process because I don't want to I'm gonna be efficient. I don't want to waste your time. So, white wire from ballast. Solder's on here. I'm gonna go ahead and get that done. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the black wire here from the ballast. I'm going to solder onto this terminal here. You see, I got the front two wires from the transformer. So I'm just going to solder this black wire here. And it's the same terminal with the front two black wires from the transformer solder onto. So, go ahead and get this soldered on. I'm not going to go through the soldering process through you with you again. So it's a clean surface. We'll go ahead and get it done. All right, I have the black wire here, all soldered up from the ballast here. It's all soldered up and set to go. I have another bridge rectifier here. It's 1000 volt 50 amp, same one as this one here. I just have 4 wires I cut. I got one black wire. I cut this about 18 inches. Red wire about 9 inches. Another red wire about 9 inches. And another black wire here. It's about 9 inches. I'm going to go ahead and strip off the insulation, about 1/4 inch on each end. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my long black wire, it's about 18 inches or more. I'm going to solder this into the positive terminal, and I'll explain why the black wire is going to the positive terminal at a later time. I'll go ahead and get that done. Okay, I got my black wire all soldered up and set to go. On the opposite corner here, I'm going to put a red wire. I'm going to get soldered up. Get that all set to go. Okay, here on this corner here, I'll put in a black wire. I want to get this soldered up and set to go. And finally, on my last terminal here, I got a red wire. It's all soldered up and set to go. Okay, you can see how I got all my wires on the terminals all soldered up and set to go. And we'll go on to the next step. Okay, I have my bridge rectifier all soldered up and set to go. This is my positive terminal. Right here, directly across from my positive terminal, I got this red wire here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take these 2 blue wires from the ballast. I'm going to solder this red wire here to the two blue wires on the ballast. Okay, and I'll go ahead and get that done right now. Okay. Okay, this is all soldered up and set to go. Now, okay, directly across from where I just soldered up the blue wires, so directly opposite corner here, I'm going to take the red wire from the ballast, twist it on here, and I'm going to get that soldered up. I'm not going to, no, I'll go ahead and get that done. Okay, got these two wires here soldered up and set to go. Just going to put a wire nut on each one. Here, one on here. Piece of tape. Get this tape on. Piece of tape here. Get this taped on. Okay, that's all set to go. Just put on one more piece of tape. Okay, and we are all set. All right, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take, here's a positive terminal here on the bridge rectifier. Opposite the corner here, I'm going to take this wire here. I have another terminal here that I made. I'm going to just solder this onto here. And I'll go ahead and get that done. Okay, the terminal that I just soldered onto here, I got a black wire here. It's about 9 inches long, perhaps. I'm just going to go ahead and get this stripped off. Take off a 1/4 inch of the insulation. Okay. Twist it together. I'm going to solder this black wire onto this terminal right here. I'll get that done. I have another wire here. It's, I don't know, just 8 or 9 inches long. I'm just going to solder up onto this terminal that I've been soldering up onto. Once again, make sure I have a clean surface to solder onto. I'll go ahead and get the solder down. What I'm going to do now is take this wire here that I just soldered onto this terminal here. I'm going to solder onto this terminal here. It's the same terminal where you can see the fuse is connected onto. And I have the white wire from the ballast and some other wires. But you can see I'm going to solder this onto this terminal right here. I'll go ahead and get that done. Okay, now you can see this is all soldered up and set to go here. Okay, I have my transistor here, my high-speed switching transistor, and I got 3 red wires set to go, and I'm just going to solder on to these terminals here. I know it's a little bit tricky, but once you learn how to do it, it becomes easier. Oh. Okay. I got 1 wire soldered on here. I'm going to solder on the next 2. And I'm going to solder on last one here. Okay, you can see I got the wires on the transistor here all soldered up and set to go. And I'll go show you what to do next. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I got my transistor. This is soldered up to set to go. I'm going to take this wire from this side of the transistor here, and I'm going to solder onto this terminal here. And let's see. I'll go ahead and get that done. Okay, I have one side of this transistor soldered up here. It's all set to go. Oh, I'm getting it set to go. What I'm going to do here now is I'm going to make a connector for my positive terminal. I got a red wire here. It's about 18 inches in length. And I'm just going to cut off about a quarter inch, strip off a quarter inch of insulation from each end. I'll go ahead and get that done. Okay, I got about a quarter inch of stripped off from each end of the wire. Kind of twist it together here. Okay, I'm going to take this eye-hook connector here. It's for 14 to 16 gauge wire. I'm using 16 gauge wire. Take the part I just stripped into here. And I'm going to use my vise right over here just to crimp it on. Crimp everything on. I'll go ahead and get that done. Okay, that's all crimped on there. I'm just going to go solder it up to the terminal. Go ahead and get that done. I'll show you how that's done. Okay, what I have here is a heat sink for my transistor. I have a transistor socket here, and I have my transistor here. I'm going to put all three together. You can see how I have a hole drilled down to there at the bottom of the heat sink. That's so it attaches to the wood base in my box. So I'm going to go ahead and get this put together. Okay, I want to take some of this heatsink compound, put it on my transistor. Okay. All right, there you go, right there. I'm going to spread it around my transistor. With just a small flathead screwdriver. And that is what it should look like when it's done. Something like that.